be the eagle.
So here's what doesn't work for me. Winging it. Okay. Even for something like this, I have a plan. I have little notes I've taken down. I've done the Andy Berkey brain dump, and it works. It works tremendously. It works out in the garage. It works in the shop. It works here. Whatever. Have that plan. Do not just wing it, because here's what happens. You're doing your editing. You're doing your voiceover. You're doing your explanation of what it is you're doing on your bench, right? And then, for further proof of that, literally, and I say this without shame, go to my first videos in July and in the beginning of August. You will hear me speak haltingly, because I'm trying to think of what to say, because I didn't have a plan. Now I have a plan.
For my style of videos, what didn't work is very long monologues before the build portion of the video. Viewers want to get in and see what you're building. I do want to talk about how much I love the project, how it affected the person I've given it to, if it's a gift. There's a lot I want to say, but I just got to get right into it faster. So that is what's working for me, and you really have to find what works for you. There's no right answer. Also, very zoomed out shots tend not to work for my particular style. I like to show the work piece being cut. You know, the project is the star, sort of, in my videos. And again, this is just what works for me. It's different for everyone.
Pretty much everything. Like I said, I'm kind of the worst person to ask for this kind of stuff, because my whole mission is to not repeat myself and to not swim with the salmon, so to speak. I'm always looking for this different way of doing something. I don't think I've ever stuck with one style of video making long enough for me to decide whether it worked or not. I've made a lot of videos, and I guess overall, I mean, they're all basically the same. It's like they're in the shop, or, and it's me, and I look the same, and I'm making things. And my body of work does vary a lot with the materials I use, but what I have found doesn't work for me, and this is pretty much the answer to everything. What does not work for me is trying to be someone else. That never works for me. Always be yourself, whatever you're doing. Don't try to be someone else. That's not going to work for you. Do what's right. Don't take that the wrong way. You can obviously be inspired by other people and use things that you learn from other people, but filter it through your brain and make it your work, your creation. Did that answer your question? Probably not.
Voiceover on project videos. There are a whole lot of reasons why that didn't work out for our channel. One of the main reasons is it was really, really time consuming. With the style of build video that we do, we also felt that it maybe took away from the process a little bit. So we opted to go with a more visually driven project video, and then we opted to put the step-by-step instructions on our website. It's kind of a win-win for our audience and us, because the information's still provided, but it drastically cuts down on the length of the video, which we find that most people probably appreciate. A little bit shorter of a video.
The biggest thing you should avoid is expecting mass acceptance. People are not going to flood your channels in the thousands. It's a slow game. Try and make your content as good as possible. Doesn't have to be perfect, but good content published regularly will result in people engaging with you on your channel, viewing your videos, subscribing to your channels, giving you thumbs up. It's a long game. Also, love what you do. If you love it, it will show in the video. So don't go into it missing those two key components. Love what you do it good, and do it regularly. The audience will come.
I guess it's kind of the same thing. Don't try to be someone that you're not. I don't know, I feel like there's a lot of times someone will make a successful video or an interesting video, and so then like 10 other people do their versions of it, which is great because it's people experimenting with it, and that's kind of why we do this, to inspire other people to do things. But I feel like sometimes there's this push for everybody to sort of jump on that bandwagon, and I don't think you need to do that. Again, I think if you just do what you want to do, you might not get the most views like me, but you'll be enjoying your time doing it. And like if you don't want to work with concrete, which is in right now, then don't work with concrete. Just don't do it. Do what you want to do. It's okay if everybody else is on a different page than you. Maybe you're going to flip the page to the next chapter. So don't get stuck in trends. Be a trendsetter, I guess. I don't know if that's the path to success, but that's what I do. Actually, I can tell you it's not the path to success because I've been doing this a long time and not a lot of people watch my videos, but that's fine because I enjoy making every one of them and the people that do watch them enjoy them. And that's why I do it. It's not for anything else. It's not for like some, made up number or some made up success, So don't get trapped in that.
I think the biggest do not, in general, if your goal is to grow your channel, is ignoring your analytics. They are so important. You can find out a lot about your audience by looking at your analytics, kind of what they like, what your demographics are, what things work, what things don't. Now, while I do believe it's important to always do things on your channel that make you happy, you also have to do things that your audience will enjoy. You have to find the middle ground in those two things that make you happy and things that make your audience happy. And if your goal is to grow, that's a great recipe to start heading in that direction.
So in another lifetime, I was involved in retirement planning. And I did that for a decade, so it's not like I just messed around and got out. I did it for a while. Every conversation I had revolved around one main point, and that was a goal. Set a goal, and then build your retirement plan around that goal. Okay? Whether we're talking about a simple video, or whether we're talking about your channel, or whether we're talking about the whole 9 yards of your life. Whatever you do, do not forget to set a goal. Set that goal. Wrap your channel around that goal. Wrap your actions around that goal. And you'll be successful.
If you're new to the game and just getting into making content, I think you need to not worry so much about growing right away. You need to focus on making what you enjoy and just do it. Just put the stuff out there. Work on your video editing skills, shooting video. Just work on all those things that make a good video. And over time, you'll see what's working and what's not working. Like I mentioned before with your analytics, you'll be able to see then how the things you're doing are affecting your growth. But first, you need to start doing the things that you're passionate about on your channel. Work on editing techniques and shooting techniques and all those things, and just really hone your craft in. And so I guess the best piece of advice I could give is just do it. Just get started and get into it.
I have so many answers to this question. The first thing doesn't happen often, thankfully, but when it does, I instantly stop watching, and that's shaky cam. Stop with the shaky cam. It's not a thing. It's not going to happen. If what you're shooting is boring, having everything jiggle around is not going to make it less boring. The good thing is most makers are a single person in a shop with a camera on a tripod, and this isn't even an issue. But if you're thinking about doing it, don't. If you are doing it, please stop. Also, if you're shooting a scene that's not in motion, you're not walking or running, or put the camera on a tripod. Handheld cameras for a still shot typically doesn't work. You can make it work. It's very hard. If you're a beginner, avoid that type of cinematography. Also, failure to use fast forward. Fast forward through your stuff. Get to the point. Fast forward is your friend. Saying excessive measurements, that's a big no-no. You don't need to say every width, height, and depth of every piece before and after you cut it. If you're doing a how-to and these are important pieces, make a PDF and put a download link in the description, or publish it to your website. Avoid excessive measurements. It's too much. Trust me, it is. Finally, don't say what you're going to do, show yourself doing it, and then say what you've just done. Or don't do any combinations of those. The best thing you can do is, if you need to do a cut on the miter saw, show footage of you using the miter saw, and with a voiceover, now I'm at the miter saw. Done. Easy peasy. Quick. These are a few things you should avoid. I hope this is helpful. Happy making.
The one thing I would tell somebody who's starting out as a content creator is this. Work with what you've got. Don't get caught up trying to keep up with the Joneses, because you'll never catch them. My example to this, my proof of this, I'm recording this with a cheap Logitech camera that I got at Walmart. And I am recording this with my cell phone. No joke. No playing around. All of the software I use, free. So don't get caught up in the mess. Don't get caught up in, I've got to get this best camera and I've got to get this best audio and I've got to take all these classes. No, just do it. Just get in there, just like you would in the shop. Get in there, make a video, come back in here, edit it out the best you can, and keep doing it, and you'll get better.
Avoid going down that path of trying to just, follow the lemmings. Like, don't follow the lemmings. Be the eagle. That's my advice to everyone for everything in life. Whether it's making videos or making stuff or, selling records, whatever you do, go out and be your own person. Absorb inspiration from the world and interpret it and recreate it in your way, and be happy doing it. If it's like work, if you're like struggling, like, oh geez, I gotta get 10,000 views on this video, or oh, I gotta have this done by Tuesday, then it's not, what's the point? It's not, you might as well just have some cubicle job somewhere. So go do that if you want to, have pressure, feel all that stuff. Make sure it's fun pressure. I mean, obviously it's not always fun, waiting for the file to load. But just do whatever's fun. Don't get stuck into this like misconception of success, because success is enjoying every day of your life. And if you die and no one's ever heard you or watched your videos, if you enjoyed every day of your life making them, then you were very, very successful, and a lot more successful than most people, I believe. So go be happy. Be good. Make videos if you want. If you don't worry about it. Make crappy videos if you want. Just have fun. Bye.